Alright then. Anyone's here? Hello. How's it been going? It's been a while. Um, yeah. Been gone for about a month, and I needed that time, as you guys probably know, to take care of some things. And, yeah, I got that time. And, believe it or not, I was finally able to allow myself time to actually not draw. Or more so, not to work on serious things. I had a lot of time to think about, well, lots of different things, stuff going on in real life, stuff outside of just storytelling and art and all that type of stuff. And it gave me a lot of um, good ideas, which lead to plans and trying to execute them and things of that nature. And I encourage you guys to give yourself that type of time as well. So, as you can tell, this is literally the same chapter we were working on previously. I started working on it a little bit like a couple days ago, and started trying to improve the art here and there. Like, you guys might not notice any type of difference, but that's cool. There's little upgrades, but those little upgrades make certain things a lot more readable, a lot more noticeable, everything like that. So I went around and added some line weights here and there and try to make sure certain shapes stood out so you could tell what object or whatever it is what it's supposed to be. It looks like that to you. It's mainly character art orientated. But for the most part, yeah. I haven't really been working on any arts. Like, not much art at all. And I started working on art again around, I would say, 5-ish days ago. So, yeah, I've been able to, like, really allow myself to get that break. So, I'm happy about that. And, I encourage you guys to, like I said, get one of those breaks as well. Find an excuse, I guess, But yeah, we're gonna get started soon. Throw on some music and jam and work on this for about 2 hours, and yeah, it's gonna be this room. I've been updated in OBS for a long time as well, so yeah. I don't actually know where to find the panel where I'd be able to see you guys' comments, unfortunately. Which just means I just have to keep my YouTube up. So, yeah. I will be doing that. Not a big deal. That's how I always had to do it before, so it's not that crazy. Oh, I started a new layer. Great. It's like, what's going on? Yo, how's it going, Tay? How you been? Hope you've been going well, man. Things have been swell. I'm glad to hear it, man. Yeah, so I have a lot of thoughts on how I'm gonna just that's funny. I actually filled that in. That is not supposed to be that way. But a lot of ideas on, well, how I'm gonna advance the comic and whatnot. And I've been kind of just evolving, just learning different mediums and learning different techniques and whatnot. But yeah, over my break, you know, I just allowed myself to just pay attention to things that I pay attention to usually, but put a little bit more emphasis on paying attention to those things. Lots of other things to do other than just draw or write. Okay, so this has a really, whatchamacallit, big outline, so should kind of stick out. Big O review. What do you mean? The series? Big O? Big O. I do not even remember. Like, I remember watching that show, if you're talking about this show. and being like, there's something here, but I don't get it yet. And I was very young at the time. Alright, I like the way this page is going. And I feel like line work wise it's basically done, unless, you know, backgrounds. But for the most part, I like the character art, so I'm gonna just move on for now. Because I actually plan to just work on my, you know, character art, because I already know my my compositions and stuff. And then once I'm done with that, I gotta go through and go back over my character art and finish it. And then I can just worry about finishing off my settings, you know, my backgrounds and my environments. That's funny. So I already have some backgrounds here. Forgot about that. They're very slight, but they work. I think I worked on these previous ones as well. Right. For the most part, everything here I kind of sort of like. I don't really need what is it called? Some of these things I don't need on. And some of them I do. So I'll come back to that one. This one is missing a lot. This isn't missing a lot. That's good. Just missing some clothing here and there. I really like this face. I really... Whoa, what's that? What did I do? Oh nah, I don't know what this update is. Wait. I don't know what that was. That was kind of cool. I don't know. Yeah, this joint right here feels unfinished. I mean it is, but something about the pose and the way he's sitting. It looks a little bit, I don't know, too comical? Unsure how to put it. It is probably the legs. I feel like the legs changed too much, but definitely better than the other legs in my opinion. Hmm. Alright, that reads a lot better. As far as his face goes, or his expression I'm going for. Alright. So, as I grow as an artist or also as a storyteller, I'm gonna be just updating things. And sometimes I think I'll say something about it. A lot of times I probably won't. You'll just see me stop doing certain things if you pay attention. But I don't think it'll be a big deal. It won't be something that subtle. My bad. It won't be something that significantly showing up that you'll see and be like, oh my god, he stopped drawing. I don't know what it would, whatever it would be. But I'm almost sure you won't notice it unless you really care enough to even be paying that much attention to how I draw my characters. So, just know, if I make any changes, it's because I feel like that thing isn't important anymore, or I could update the designs. Like the way that's looking. Alright. Because I'm not... Okay. Yo, how's it going, Crocodile? Oh, that... You can always join, man. You don't... It just says solo stream. It doesn't really mean that it's really a solo stream. Really make her really thin here. That's not true. Hey man, how's it going?
It's going cool. Just drawing a little bit.
Nice.
Stream, wanted to chill around, talk comics, or join the conversation. I didn't know what you were up to.
Oh, word, it's pretty quiet in here. No one's really speaking. But for the most part, yeah, I'm just working on comics and getting things going. How are you?
I'm cool. Kind of lost my mind when I drew that double page this morning. I was so excited to work on that double page that like I was on the verge of tears type shit. Cause I know you know what the reference is, but it's something I wanted to do the whole time. I was like, this is exactly the plan. This is what the fucking comic's about. I'm sorry for swearing through, but I was excited, you know what I mean?
Word.
And it came out pretty good, so I was really happy to see that at least.
It's really awesome, man. It's always cool to hear people have enthusiasm for what they're working on. Definitely comics.
Yeah, it's just one of those moments where I'm just like, I'm so glad that I work on comics. And I think a lot of people just don't understand how that would feel. And they're scared to kind of take that plunge and draw on comics, but it's such a good fucking feeling. Well, good feeling. I'm sorry. Sorry, I got really excited about it.
Word. I'm sorry I got back to you so late about it. It looks dope.
No, it's whatever. Everybody got their own thing. I just wanted to show. I was like, yo, this is no. I really wanted to show it off. Now I'm just like really excited because like the more I work on V-Metal, the more I'm just like, this is one of the most inspired things I've ever done. It really shows a lot of the things I love about comics, and like, oh my god, I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Word.
I'm gonna keep it up, even though, oh my bad.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna keep it up, even if it doesn't win the contest. I'm still gonna make more chapters. It's a really good concept overall, I would say. Got a lot of potential, and I can't wait to see where it goes.
Word, yeah. See that? a lot of potential to bring in some new fans, some new readers, or looking for that type of thing. Yeah. Forget what I was gonna say now, but yeah. Yeah, I've been going through some changes lately, you know, and they're good. Just been noticing things stylistically about certain other mediums, and just, well, not just other mediums, but just stuff other people do in comics. I'm like, yo, I kind of want to go into that direction, but you know me, I like to do things with a purpose. So I have to have a reason to even try a lot of new techniques or whatever. Definitely if I'm putting it in my series or whatever, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Well, what techniques in particular were you thinking about?
oh, I'm gonna be implementing them. Well, some of the ones that I thought about, but I basically not more so like I'm inspired by like stuff like Hellboy, and I want to start emphasizing certain times of day. And I'm gonna
Oh,
take my inspiration from like Hellboy, and also like my favorite anime director, Koji Morimoto, and he worked on a lot of different things with Studio 4C. But I like the way he uses color and light and stuff like that in his in like a lot of the things he directs. So I'm gonna take that inspiration and add that into how I kind of play around with those types of things, color and light. I really like nighttime scenes, and I particularly want them to feel like, I don't know, like dark and cool. like a merging of something that is cool and dark. I don't know how to explain that perfectly, but
no, I know what you mean. It's basically, well, not it's basically, but it's basic. It's kind of like how traditional anime was done. Like they use blacks like straight up. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I know I keep saying it. Stelfreeze was so right, bro. He said if it's black, color it black. I was like, I just don't get it. It's like you know when someone tells you something, you don't really get it until you apply it enough. And then I'm getting it, right?
yeah,
I'm just like, yo, the black. They used to do this in anime all the time. They don't really do it now. Like now it's like dark grays and shit like that, so that you can still do some color and shit like that.
yeah,
But if you use black right, then you have a great way to show shapes.
yeah, yep. That's definitely a thing. I I want to do like I want to kind of play around with shapes. I want things to become more abstract depending on the lighting, essentially. When things are in darkness, they can kind of get pretty abstract looking, and that means I can kind of
Mm-hmm.
mess around with shapes. I don't necessarily like. You remember Dead Leaves?
Yeah.
Dead Leaves has these like chunky shapes. I'm sure that color palette had to be somewhat inspired by Hellboy. I could be off, but I see it. That's what I see, right? Looking at Hellboy as a comic and then looking at something like Dead Leaves, I'm like, oh snap, this is just like an anime version of like that stylization of Hellboy. You know, that's how I feel about it, the way they do shadows. And I kind of want to like manipulate that a little bit. I think that that's fun.
How would
Um,
you manipulate it?
how would I integrate it?
How would you manipulate it?
Oh, basically, if it's a nighttime scene, I would just have fun with shadows. I don't have any crazy perfect idea thing here, you know, like it just would be that, like, yo, it's nighttime. I would do these chunky dark shadows on characters who are definitely in shadow or away from the light or whatever. And if you're also a darker skinned character, you get even more of a shadow going on with you, obviously, since you'll be kind of hidden in that, you know?
Yeah, I definitely know what you mean. Like, I talk a lot of shit about Zetman, but Zetman, artistically speaking, oh my god, it's amazing. I love the way they use blacks in that, and it really it's like they're doing line art to do shadow, and then there's gradients and all that shit. But when something comes from the black, it completely has a different tone.
Yep.
And you can make it have a great tone, Zetman himself, or you can have a horrific tone. Everything else in Zetman.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something that's really cool, even if it don't make that much sense.
No, if you know, you know, type thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I totally understand that. Yeah, like I don't know. I just, if anyone's listening, if anyone's checking out this video, I particularly love nighttime scenes. I like the nighttime. It makes me reminiscent of, well, I grew up in a city, and I know how the city looks at night. So when I first saw Akira, it really struck a chord with me because, well, I saw Akira way back when, honestly. So a lot of things were going in that type of direction. Akira just pushed it harder in that regard. But when I saw nighttime scenes depicted with these blues, you know, and these neon signs and things of that nature, it resonated with me. I said, whoa, that's kind of cool. Like, I like the way that looks, you know? And it was very stylish and different at the time. And I don't know, to me, it's kind of like at nighttime, it's the world that people don't like to admit exists, you know?
That's an interesting comment.
Huh?
That's an interesting comment.
Oh, word. It's just like, things happen. A lot of adult things happen at nighttime, right? Things that are violent, robberies, you know, like people doing violent acts, adults doing adult things, you know, people hang out at bars a lot at nighttime more so. Adults go out at late times. You stay out late. Kids are usually asleep, you know. You know, there's a lot of areas of this. Shoot, some places literally come alive at night for adults, right? Definitely in Japan, if you know what I'm talking about. Basically, this world exists, and at a certain time period, which is nighttime, a lot of action happens that people don't like to admit even exists in society. And obviously nowadays, you can do these things in any time period that you want to, right? But I like the idea of it happening at night because it gives you a different way to experience reality. You get to kind of play around with things, whereas though you see a person in light, you feel like you know who they are. But when you see them in darkness, you might not recognize who that character is at all. You know, gives you a different perspective on them, literally, because you're like, wait, what do they look like in the darkness? You know, what if they have this expression on their face and I hide them in darkness? What if they're this character? What if, you know, there's a lot of little things there. And that makes them a lot more interesting to watch because, like, I want to play with that not only just for those, like, background characters or other types of characters, but also my main characters. What does Halo look like covered in this type of darkness? How does he move? How does he feel on the page? How can I play around with that? You know? And I feel like they play around with that type of thing in American comics all the time. You know, Spider-Man's flying past a couple buildings and the buildings are in shadow. Then the dark parts of Spider-Man, they won't even draw him in. They'll just use whiteout and do the white, you know, the lighter parts, you know, where the light source is hitting him. And that's like, it'll be like this cool graphic effect. They don't play with that very much. It exists, but they don't play around with that very much in other types of comics, I would say, that I've seen.
You know, I think it's funny that you said that because there is a manga where a lot of the main idea is just the world is different at night. It's like this, you know, the guy who did the Gashikashi, whatever his name is, it doesn't matter. The point is, like, he made a whole comic about how this kid was so fed up with living the world in, like, the daytime, he ended up just skipping school and only going out during the night.
Oh, wow.
And he found out that, you know, people go to drink. You know, people were like all over the place. But it was like the only time he could take a walk and actually enjoy himself, right? And then out of nowhere, you know, he ends up finding a vampire. GG's. Which, you know, it didn't actually turn out bad, but it's the way that he interprets what night is. Because the term you said, like you said it earlier, you were like, nighttime's a whole different world. And he said almost exactly everything you just said, which is what I think is so crazy. Because, yeah, it is. And it's always like, people like to show the, you know, the R-rated stuff that comes with nighttime and stuff like that. Yeah, they exist, and I don't want to give the impression that they don't. But I don't know. I've spent a lot of time in the night, and I think the most beautiful part about it is that that's really the only time you really get time alone.
Yeah.
To really find out a lot about yourself during that period of time. And I think that's pretty cool. I think you can find a lot of enjoyment and stuff like that.
Yeah. And the other side of it is, that doesn't mean that messed up stuff doesn't happen in the daytime. For a random example's sake, there was this scene in Parasite, if you guys have ever seen that. It's like around the end of the movie. If you know, you know. Watching that scene in a very public setting, in a, you know, a lot of people were in the scene, you know, and you as the watcher know about all these variables now. And these things are unfolding, and you're like, oh no, like, what's gonna happen? And when you start seeing how it unfolds, you're just like, oh my god, like, this is really happening right now. You know, is anyone going to see this guy or this person? Is anyone going to see these events unfold? And then you're just like, man, it doesn't even matter to this person anymore. And it just gets crazy, because the whole time you're thinking about, you know, the dad or whoever in those situations, you know, and how they're being antagonized by the rich people that they're around, essentially, you know, verbally, you know, and you just know the emotional state of these people, because you've kind of been with them the whole movie, so you know that, like, how bad their situation is, and they're around these rich people who are just looking down on them, but they don't realize that they are those people that they're looking down on. And you're just like, man, the dad's about to explode. You could just feel it. These people are about to explode. And things are about to get really dangerous. And that's when another twist happens. And it's like, oh no, you know. And yeah, that scene, because it was so bright, you could see everything very clearly. And because you could see everything clearly, it made it even more overwhelming about the type of people that were in this scene and had to deal with this thing, you know? It made it more real, which made it a little bit more just horrific in a way. You know, if it's I would say in a nighttime scene, something like this happens, you're like, I expected it. Yeah, right? Daytime scene, you're like, look at everybody, they're having a festive time, and yeah. And then out of nowhere, there's this guy, and he's on a warpath for some reason, and it's a bright sunny day, and everyone's wearing white, and here comes the color red. Oh boy. It was like,
the movie was really good.
It was good.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the better movies that I've seen. I think that's understated how good that movie is, but it's also really nice just seeing stuff like that. It's the reason why I'm glad that a lot of people that I know are looking to go into film, or not looking to go into film, but rather looking at other countries for films, and just looking at film in general again, instead of just looking at anime. Like, a lot of people don't even understand why. I mean, at this point, I would hope so. But, you know, not Miyamoto, what is that guy? The guy who said that dude, you know, he said it straight up, anime was a mistake. But why would he say that when he makes anime, you know? This guy makes this thing, and it's like, yeah, it's like where anime ended up going, it did everything that you didn't want it to do. You know, it just wasn't doing it the way it was supposed to. And you see all these other films, and you're like, there's way more to gain by going outside of your realm of influence
Yeah.
in like your comfort zone, because the medium of storytelling through a visual medium, just in general,
Yeah.
is so varied, and there's so many ways to kind of convey stories.
Yeah.
And we're so caught up with this, like, I talk about Marvel movies all the time. I like superhero movies. I'm not a hater. I mean, I am, but it's like there's more than just that. Especially because the way that they deliver these films, if you have like half a brain at this point, you'd be like, oh, they're phoning it in, and it's up to you to decide whether or not you're going to keep subjecting yourself to such mediocre content. And it's not even a bad thing if you enjoy those films. It's the fact that if you're part of this visual medium trying to make it, it's best to really see where else you can go. Like I say, Parasite's a amazing looking film. It looks great. Everything everywhere at once was great. There's so many good films out there that's more than just quips in a CGI screen, and people tend to forget that. And that's like the reason why he ended up saying that, because now people are so obsessed with looking at contemporaries, they forget that the contemporaries weren't even inspired by themselves. They were they looked to
Yeah.
film in real life.
Yeah. Even the 90s era of like action comics were inspired by Hollywood movies.
Absolutely.
And, you could say whatever you want about them, but they weren't looking at only who did what in a comic book before. They were looking outside of that, and by proxy, they are adding things to the medium. Um, so, any way you can do that, I mean, it's all about storytelling, and
Yep.
having a bigger understanding of just things you can do storytelling wise with the medium of your choice. Doesn't matter if it's music, comics, whatever it is, whatever you can do to add to that experience of learning and then applying that stuff is what you should do. Um, because it's kind of like that whole like you what is it? You get out what you put in. You
Yeah.
know, it's like I know that if I only want to have people who are really interested in just if my audience if I say to myself I only really care about like the American audience, I would never take any techniques from Japanese comics that feel too different from American comic books, because I would be like, well, who would be able to understand this thing that I put here, except for people who are adept at reading not just American comics but also manga, right? But I know that your stuff's gonna end up online if you do anything with it online. It's gonna end up anywhere online. And people who read comics online kind of read just about any type of comic if they can find it or if they can get in front of their face, you know? The
I
other
mean,
side of the coin to me is that I grew up with American comics, but I also, before I was, I would say around my teenage years, 13 or whatever, I ran into manga. Manga was not something hard to figure out, honestly. You slowly just go, oh, okay, that's the thing. Oh, okay, that's how that works. Oh, okay, it doesn't take too much longer as you're reading to figure out, oh, this thing that I'm seeing doesn't actually exist, but it's being used for a storytelling purpose. Um, but some people don't understand that sometimes. Uh, Things that happen in American comics are very literal. And
what do you mean by that?
what I mean is that if you see someone in front of you grow in size in an American comic, they literally did grow in size. Unless they tell you specifically that they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
In a Japanese comic, if someone grows in size after they showed you that this person is literally the same height as the other character, this might be a visual technique being used to show you that this is how the person who's viewing that character sees them internally. They could, Fist of the North Star. Oh my god, this guy is huge. He's like a mountain. Just because he's strong, he's amazing. I now see him as this bigger than anything I've ever seen character. He's huge. He's towering over me. That type of thing, right? It's not taking literal. And I think it's done in such a way that you don't take it literally either when you read it, But yeah, some people don't get that. Same thing with like, even in like shonen, when a person is like in shadow, when they clearly aren't. It's not real light. It's a technique to sometimes be used for separation of that character and other characters around them, or it's sometimes used to show you that they're in deep thought. It's all these types of things, whereas though they're just playing around with lighting that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot.
I don't know. It's just, there's so much fun to be had here. I think just exploring what you could do with the medium is the best part of the medium. Because at the end of the day, if you really put your best foot forward and really try to engage, or at least tackle the challenge that comes with making a comic, it's a really freeing experience. This is your story, and if you end up really putting that best foot forward and engaging with the medium and seeing what you can do out of the medium, you really make something that's entirely just you did that. It's like, this is something that you did. This is your story. And all I'm trying to say is that Final Fantasy X is pretty cool. But really, it's nice. I like that stuff. Like me today, looking at the comic work I was doing, it's not like it's amazing. It's not like it's the greatest thing in the world or even the most original thing. But it's because I really put that effort in, and I got the chance to see and validate my own feelings on how I felt about this subject that I was working on. It felt amazing. And I don't think you can get that same feeling, especially when this is such a varied medium and you have such professionals at it. There are some really good people at this. Pepe Larraz, Jorge Jimenez, Trad Moore. There's so many people in the industry, Oda, so much. They're so good. And it's hard because you're afraid to. I'll say, you'll be afraid to try and tackle a world where theories of the kings, man. But if you do, man, is it a reward or what?
Yeah.
I think talking about art in general is just a passion of mine. I like this shit.
Yeah.
Even if I don't understand it that much.
It's a journey. It's a journey, and it's worthwhile if you put the right effort in where it makes sense, then it'll be a good journey, I feel. It's sad though. To me, it feels like, I don't know. When I was younger, I think Marvel and DC were the only viable options of believing you'd make money at comics. But there's other parts or aspects to comics that you can think about making money with, which is like drawing a character for someone or something like that. So you don't have to only lean into just thinking about doing work for a company. And now it feels like there's so many people that just want to get work from a company. And I get it, but also makes me feel like, I don't know. I just hope people are being safe. A lot of people are taking advantage of your ability, your want to be in a company, and your want to, make a certain amount of money off of your stuff. Actually, no, they're just going after you on some predatory stuff. Honestly, it doesn't matter what you're in it for, and they're not trying to pay you what you're worth. They'll come up with any excuse to try and not pay you to, what you're worth. And I think that's really sad. Because at this point, for me anyway, I'm kind of like, I want money as well, but I'm like, yo, I'll just do character art for people. Like, I'm still on the vibe of that. Like, yo, you want me to draw you a character? I'll do it. Like, word. When it comes to comic stuff, I kind of don't want to work on comics for anybody right now. It's kind of like not interesting to me. I don't think you could pitch that to me, even right now. Like unless you're helping me with my comic, I don't really want to draw anyone else's like industry comic. Yo, you want to work on? I don't know, any character. I'm not gonna say or mention any character because people might feel away. But seriously though, I don't know. Definitely for a commission. I don't know. You'd have to be a very special person for me to consider that. Because I enjoy working on comics a lot, and I don't feel like going through the stress that I see a lot of people going through, dealing with people, and trying to get you to draw the comic that they want and stuff.
Yeah, so this next chapter of Blackson's about to go crazy though.
Word?
Yeah, I have a better idea of where I'm going. I didn't expect you to say word, and I actually have to say something. Nah, it's just I think working on art now is way different now that I have confidence. That took a long time to get there.
Good.
It really did. But it's an amazing feeling. And it's like if you do enough of these studies and like looking things up and like trying to find out how to do things and tackling things head on, eventually you just get to the point where it's like, oh, I can do that. And if I don't know how to do it now, I'm going to learn it. I'm going to get it. So we got so many resources now, right? Yeah. But like, damn, bro. Sometimes you gotta really look at your own work and be like, I'm the shit, bro. I'm that guy. I don't know. I've been feeling pretty good about my art lately.
That's what's up, man.
What a new chapter of Divinity, bro?
Man, I'm working on it. Like, I'm working on it on stream. it be here. It's on the way.
Man, I really like that damn comic. I wish you never showed it to me.
Oh, wow.
It's a really good comic. No!
What's happening? You lose some page information?
No. My iPad stopped in the middle of my line work, and I gotta take a break.
Oh. Sad days.
Shit was looking cool, too. Was I trying to work on my illustration with this on the side? Because like I got a couple things I'm behind. I got like 2 commissions that I'm working on that I'm halfway finished with. Like literally, I just finished everything but actually finishing the picture. So I just gotta like line art and then color. But like once I start on it, I'm good. But you know when you realize how your energy works. You gotta only use your energy when it's time type shit.
Yeah, you gotta budget your energy.
Yeah. And I realized that when I do an illustration or I work on pages, I am using all of my energy when I'm doing that, especially pages. And there'll be days where I'll wake up in the morning, I'll work on a couple pages, and I'll be like, yeah, did the line work for all those pages? I'm good. Man, I'll be out for the day. I'll be out for the day. Like, straight up. Like, I'll be like, all right, I'm not going to draw any more today type shit. Even if I'm, like, feeling top of the world type shit.
Word. really like. So, so chat, whoever's watching the video, I don't know if you guys can tell, but like whenever I get to draw, these certain characters from you know these Amazon characters, I draw a little better. I'll put it that way, and it's because of my enthusiasm to draw them.
Wait, say that one more time.
Huh?
Say that one more time. I completely. I feel like I misheard that, and I don't know why.
I have a lot of enthusiasm to draw my Amazon characters, and because of that, when I get to draw them, I draw them real good. Compared to like everything else. And it's funny because like I don't have as many passes at them, or even if I do take some extra passes at them, the art for them in motion and everything looks so much less like I tried really hard to get it. It looks like, you know, like it almost came out naturally, and then I just made it look a little better. If that makes any sense.
No, I think I get what you mean. It's kind of like, you know, when you're drawing side characters and you're like, all right, I just have to draw the character to get this shit apart and, you know, get by. But then when you draw the character that the chapter is focused on or something, and you were like, yeah, this is all meant for this character, completely different approach, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, like, you really feel that shit. Like what I was saying earlier in reference to fucking V-Metal. V-Metal is great. He's a great character. I've never had so much fun drawing a character. And it's like, I didn't even realize how much I enjoyed drawing this character until I started doing this line work. Because while I was doing the line work, I learned how to draw him. And that's a whole nother story about how when you learn how to draw your own character. That's a great feeling. And you only get that with the characters that you get really excited about.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about the Amazons for 3 years before you actually started working on them. You were talking about them for a while. You're like, gotta get to the Amazons, gotta get to the Amazons. So for me, I was like, when this thing get to the Amazons, it's gonna be crazy. Because I already was a huge fan of like Volume 1. Like everything in Volume 1 is like some of my favorite stuff when it comes to comic books. And then also there's this one part where Makeem gets scratched by the cat and he looks at his hand and he don't even say nothing. It's amazing. This is one of my favorite things. It was small stuff like that that really set me like off. So like when you were talking about the Amazon so much, I was like, I can't wait to see what Chris is talking about when he talks about these Amazons, because what is he seeing in his head that I'm not able to see yet? So getting the chance to see them finally got me really excited, especially like seeing you work on it on stream and stuff like that. I like it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But comics are stupid, so you know whatever.
Yeah, comics are something else.
That's how I'm gonna be when Kane comes back at the blacksmith.
Oh my goodness!
10 chapters later. He technically comes back in like 2 chapters, but he's gonna be like a cameo. But I'm still gonna be excited. Like I like drawing Kane, and funny enough, thanks to V-Metal, I now know I can actually kind of draw Samuel now. So getting to draw those two again is gonna be really fun. But also, just this is why I like comics, Chris. This is it. This is why I like comics, man. You get to draw certain characters being alive. It's nice, man.
Yep. It's funny. That's why, like, whenever I draw Halo, I'd be just sitting there like he's looking back at me like, yo, what's taking so long? You drawing my story, right? Like, you working on it, right? And I'm like, oh, man, I can't sketch you no more. You look like you gonna hurt me. But, no, man, it's just really, it's very fulfilling. It's very, very fulfilling working on comics. And for me, it always has been. Because in a way, I was always like, yo, I'm doing the thing. that I like to read comics. I always wanted to make a comic, and now I'm making a comic, and I'm like, this is fun, and I'm learning at the same time. It's pretty rewarding thing. Like when you draw a scene that you know isn't actually, like, it's not technically inspired by like something you saw in a comic, but you're using a technique that was used to demonstrate that thing, and it works out and it reads well. That's such a good feeling. Such a good feeling, because it's almost like you're translating your feelings with the story. And when there's no translation error that happens in the reader's mind and they get it, such a good feeling. Because, like, that's the point of layout design. That's literally the point of layout design.
Yeah. But it's also just communicating, like, because, art's about communication. You're trying to express something with visual images. So the combination of both words and visual images, but that comes with comic books, it's like you can do more stuff, but it's harder to do. Like, you can do more stuff, but the higher stuff takes a lot more work to achieve, to communicate that. So those moments where you communicate exactly what you were going for when you decided to put the work into a scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you put all the setup into it, and then there's the payoff, and you're like, that felt really good. Like, when people get what you were going for, it's an entirely different feeling. It's a great feeling. And then there'll be moments where people are, tend to like things that you didn't even consider that is a likable thing. There are 2 characters in Blacksmith who are main characters now because of how people reacted to them. Mm-hmm. I was not going to put Ursa in the main story, and now she's like the main character.
That's funny.
It's funny. like her and Kane were not going to be in the story past a certain point. And, well, just weren't, like, Ursa wasn't going to be in the story at all. It was going to be like a short trip, and then things got moving past that point. But it's like working on those chapters which we introduced, I had so much fun with this stupid kid just kind of doing kid stuff in a world where I plan to make it a not very kid-friendly place. So the fact that she was so likable, and the fact that Kane was remotely liked, I don't know what I did there that made people like them so much. And people will tell me straight to my face what I did. And I don't agree sometimes. Mm-hmm. But the more I see it, it's nice, man. It's just nice. You do good work across the board, and then it becomes worse doing it. The thing that they always say, that that nice little phrase, it's work worse doing, bro. It's good. It's good. Yeah, I think Girl Long Gone is bad though. Let me see what page you at.
I'm just jumping around, honestly. Fixing things here and there.
Yeah, that's a good panel. Can you stop?
I will, eventually.
I get it.
Yeah, been tightening up things as far as the character art and stuff goes.
It's one of my favorite techniques for manga that people talk about Toriyama and Oda doing all the time. But the right to left progression, where obstacles come in from the left, and the right side is the protagonist trying to get through to continue the story.
Yeah.
And I always really liked that type of thing.
Yep.
So I'm only bringing that up because you did a really good job doing it in these 4 pages.
I think it's funny because the truth of the matter is, right, that the person on the left is usually the person trying to get around an obstacle. And the person usually on the the person on the right is usually trying to get around the obstacle. They're the ones that's having a hard time getting further, right?
Yeah.
And the funny part about that to me is that, alright, so keep this, right? When working on this chapter, I was doing a comparison. The comparison is obviously between the group of characters over here versus the other group of characters, right? Halo and Makim, or the group of Amazons, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're around the same age, and how they handle conflicts, right? And the funny part is, when you look at the guy that encounters the Amazons flip the side because they're the harder obstacle.
I need to stop snorting. I don't know what's been doing it, but it's making me very
When
upset.
you get older and you laugh more, you just let down your guard more. There's no point in hiding that you do that, you know? So that's what's happening.
It's just funny to me because I just never used to snort.
Me
It just
neither.
happened.
And then I got happier. I ate the gum fruit. And
Spoilers, gosh.
but yeah, and because I flipped that, I got to kind of even play even more so with the strength of them. I'm telling you in multiple ways how difficult, like how strong they are. I'm telling you and how quick the fight goes. I'm telling you in the precision of what happens. I'm telling you also by just flipping the character from one side to the other side to show you, yo, this is not going to be something easy for this character. It doesn't matter, you know, how strong they are. I've already flipped it for you to show you that this is an obstacle for them. So much so that they look like they're in a struggling main character spot right now. You know.
Talking about the guy she's fighting, right?
Yes. So I'm telling you the story even without telling you the story, basically, with just setting up the storyboards for everything, you know, just setting up the placement of everything.
I don't know, man. I think Halo just should have kicked that dude. That's all I'm saying. You know, he kicked him like the guy from Chapter 1. That'd have been it.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
you don't believe it.
The funny thing about that is the guys at the end of Chapter 1 also brought out weapons, but then Halo brought out his
Brought his weapon, his foot.
no, the
Really
belt.
good
And
God.
he brought out the belt and then he beat them. Read the Divinity.
That's the most bad thing I ever heard.
Oh man. I gotta put some definition on this arm. You know what else also has been influencing me?
Naruto.
Gundam the Origin.
Oh my God, bro!
People.
Get off of that!
People.
Get off of that!
Gundam
Hey,
the Origin is so good.
What, you like Gundam now?
Look, I'm cool with Gundam. Gundam's cool. Gundam the
I'm
Origin, the manga. The way the art is done. This person is so on point with the storytelling understanding that this guy just needs to teach a class. I would pay. I would be in this class. Like if this guy held a class for like $500, and to some people that's cheap. I'm poor. I'm sorry. I would actually go to that class. At $500 is a lot of money to me when it goes to even just investing in something like that. But yes, I would actually find a way to get in that class. The class would be like an hour long or something like that. I'd still be in there like writing all the notes down, whatever I could learn, because everything I've seen from this guy, this person who's drawing Gundam the Origin, it's really good. He just gets how much he needs to put down. That is something so integral to improving as a storyteller. Don't need to prove that you can draw. You're proving that you can tell a story and tell it well. And that is not just good writing, but you have to do good compositions. Same thing, like a lot of stuff from animation, right? You got your anticipation, you got your tells, you know, you got your payoffs, you know, you got all these different things. You got your foreshadowing, all these different things that you can do, and then you just got, well, how are you gonna describe it visually to make it work? And all that is just really, really, that guy is just amazing. I really like how Gundam The Origin works that way. So, if you get a chance to check out Gundam The Origin, it's great, even if it's in black and white or color. It's great. But Otto, you look, man, Crocodile, look, listen, it's good, man. It's good. The visual flair. The reason why I want to bring that up was because, one, I like the way that guy uses shadows, and two, I like the looseness but very to the point of the guy's artistry. You know, and I know that comes with some sort of experience, a lot of experience. This guy's been drawing like all his life. He's very, you know, he's very much an elder type dude. He's been around for a minute.
Elder Dragons?
I don't get that reference, I'm sorry. But but yeah, like, man, his experience shows. Like you saw the beginning of that manga, right?
I have read several chapters of that manga.
Word. Like the part where they just show you the, what is it, RX-78?
And he shows the RX-78 is one of my favorite pages, bro. I love that page. It's just like, ooh, and they got the pink, and it's just, it looked like he's hot. The way he colored that panel, it just like it's oozy heat. It feels so good.
Just walking forward, holding up the shield, bro. I was like, yo, this thing looks like it's a problem. Like, it's just walking forward through the fire. Oh man, it really was like, what is that? What is that? Is that the new mobile suit from
Is that the Fetty's mobile suit?
Like, what's...
Oh man,
it's okay. We'll just shoot it. What? What
really
type of
wish I
shield is
never
that?
watched. Really wished I never watched ReZero and Gundam. Then I can appreciate not that good anime.
It's funny because Gundam has nonsense dialogue, but it's really entertaining.
It's crazy because I'd like to say that they do, but then they say crazy lines like in fucking Stardust Memory where he's like, what the Federation has done here is an act of war, and like the way he says it, you're like, you know, that's just a normal line. It's the implications of the plot and the fact that he said that and everything that came after that, but more importantly, him saying that in general is just like, it's crazy because you have to really sit there and think, why was it an act of war? And then if you have experience with Gundam or you've seen the other stuff, so you have some of the lore, and you understand what it took to get to this point, yeah, you kind of get what he was talking about. And I think because Gundam doesn't just do events and just, I mean, like, you know, every series forgets some shit. Gundam will have stuff that's so important to everything. Like, Gundam Zeta is my favorite Gundam. Because the main character, Camille, is great, but Zeta has this line that's the slogan for the series where it says gravity weighs down the soul. And what does that mean? It don't make sense, but in context, it's amazing.
Okay.
Look, man, just, you know, Gundam is just, it's good. There are moments where you'll just be like, yo, they really just did that. That just happened. In this series, that just happened. I hate this.
Sorry you feel that way.
Huh?
Sorry that you feel that way.
No, it's a good feeling. Like with ReZero, just going through it and then just being, it's like, you know when you can guess the plot of stuff and like, I know where this is going, stupid ass anime, and then you just don't get what's going on for real, and they flip everything on your head, and you're really just sitting there like, this is kind of stupid what they just did. That was kind of stupid. Like, I'll never forget going through it the first time in chat, and then saying that I'd have survived this. I'm like, this nigga's a bitch. And then I was wrong. I was so wrong, bro. I thought I knew what I was talking about. I didn't. Like, when he had to wake up in that bed, I was like, ain't no fucking ways like that. That's cheating. That's not how you play the game. Just when you think it's so good. It's so good.
I think my favorite part of ReZero is the fact that Subaru's a genuine nice dude. But then he made that stupid decision to say what he said. And it made me immediately I didn't hate him, but I was like, I don't like you like that no more. Something's wrong with you. And then that's funny to me because when I think about it, it really don't take much, huh? Like, you could be a genuine nice dude and you do make one stupid decision that literally could like change people's lives in a way. And then you just like, he's a nice dude, but something about this feels like off, like selfish, or like it's just not the right decision. And that kind of makes you look at them a little differently, or the situation really differently, you know? Like, yeah, something about that was interesting to me.
He really woke up in that bed.
He kept saying, me and Los just sitting there. He's like, what's wrong? You scaring me. He really started yelling. Like, ah. It was like something's wrong with him. Why is he yelling?
I'm like, nah, no way, no way, no way. And then they just did that. And I was like, you know what? Maybe ReZero had the idea, bro. Maybe they knew what they were talking about. Maybe Chris and Lois weren't fucking with me. But, you know, whatever. Anime is trash.
It'd be like that. I like my art for this chapter a decent amount. I'm gonna finish it probably. Honestly, I could finish.
Outlines looking good.
Huh?
Them outlines.
Your lines?
Them outlines.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm cool with bolder outlines at this point. It's something that's harder to achieve with pencil, like real pencil. But since I'm working digitally, I can kind of get away with that. It fits my stuff pretty well. Though I don't think I'll always go as bold. Honestly, I don't really think I need to. This is literally my first foray into it, with like trying to finish a chapter all the way digitally. So, yeah.
Well, it looks like you're doing a lot faster than usual, so you know it's already working.
I don't think it's going. Well, I did take a break for like a month, so.
Yeah.
It's going okay.
I hope Stan Sakai's at Comic-Con this year.
I hope he's doing well, even if he doesn't go.
Yeah, me too.
Alright, I was about to say, like...
What?
No, I was seeing a certain amount of overlap, and I was like, oh no.
How dare you overlap your comic? That's stupid, bro.
How's your break going, man? I know you waiting for your iPad to do something.
I already started drawing again. Yeah, I was just waiting for it to get the 30-minute charge at this point because I'm just like, nah, I'm energized. I'm not energized. It's just good to be on break.
Oh, word.
Like weekends here, we get to work on comics. Get to do some productivity stuff.
Yo, how's it going, Ben?
Going pretty good, man.
What just happened? What just...
You just perfectly timed it. This is all it is.
No way.
Kai been timing this shit all day today. Like,
You look in the chat. You look in the chat. My name is Ben.
that would
What's
be so
happening?
hard.
No, what's
Hello,
going
chat.
on, Ben? How's it going, man? It's been a while.
No comment. Alright, I gotta get to drawing, and it seems that's what's happening in here.
Doing
We is doing
decently.
that.
I need to get back to some drawing too. Word. Miss hanging out and drawing with folks. Oh yeah. How is the chat? Are you guys doing any hangouts recently? Haven't been able to pay attention for a while.
Are you talking to me?
I'm
Chat.
talking to Ben.
Oh, I was about to say, like, what? Huh? Who is the chat?
Oh my gosh. Actually, do I have a... I guess if you say Boston, there won't be much of a confusion. Oh no, there's no confusion there. My friend Kai was just wondering if I was talking to him because he didn't know that you were in chat. I assume.
Yeah, you said chat. I was like, you said his thing's been. I haven't kept up with chat, and I'm like, chat, huh? No need. Time to lie about this Rengoku thing. Do you guys know? I'm sure you do know, but like, who do you think draws really good capes?
Murata.
There's this guy named Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, fair. Oh,
I mean, there's also this guy.
Jorge Jimenez.
Word. That's for hanging out. Who labs have working on finding a new Hangouts app? Oh, word.
Why don't you guys use Discord?
I've always wondered that. Why don't you guys use Discord? But I feel like people don't jump into Discord because Discord seems to be difficult to set up. Maybe if you're not used to having all that power, you know, being able to make all those channels.
Oh, and that way, like setting up the actual server.
Yeah, that type of thing.
Well, you could get bots to do that for you. I'd actually recommend getting a bot to do that for you.
You know any bots? Anybody in Street Fighter?
Yeah. He a bite. He a bite. Yipes. He a bite. He a bite. Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh. I didn't know that Jimenez did this. You know how they went into the run of Superman. I don't think it's actually specifically Superman. It might be though, where they go to. Damn, which run is that?
The Sixth Dimension.
Yeah, where Superman is trapped on that dying moon with the dying star.
Yeah, he did the whole thing. I think
What
it's
run
one of
is
the better runs.
it?
It's literally called Sixth Dimension. It's from Scott Snyder's Justice League run, but the arc was just called the Sixth Dimension.
Oh, word. No, the illustrations of Superman running is like multiple shots of him in a single scene and him like changing into Superman.
Yeah,
those are always pretty good.
Oh, when he's coming out the phone booth.
Yeah,
I love that picture. They keep putting them on Batman projects. It's killing me.
No, it's not. You'd be alright.
Yes,
I mean, to be fair, this is like some of the best Batmans ever looked, if you ask me. I mean, I wish there was more shadow or like more. I think that Batman is a character that is like silhouette. You know, like he's all about shape and silhouette. That's why, Bruce Timm is broken, right?
Damn it.
You tried to break the curse. Couldn't do it.
What is the curse?
I keep snorting.
When he laughs.
It's okay, Adele. I do that as well.
You know what's funny, Adele?
That's me.
I know what the killing joke actually is.
That it was a good story.
Nah, it's when Nick makes the RZA impression while Kai's in chat.
Oh my god.
The what?
Yeah, and we
That-
just start holding Kai up in that in a coffin, start dancing.
What?
I know exactly what he's talking about too. The dancing coffin meme where they got the coffin on their shoulders.
Oh.
They're just like marching and the music's playing.
Yeah, man. Why is his the thing that just makes the RZA impression funny is that it's on point with something RZA would actually say, but he's not saying something. He's not like saying a RZA rap. He's coming up with it on the fly, but it works.
The Gizza.
It works and it's insane.
Very funny, man.
That's why he never finished the Afro Samurai movie. You had to turn that joint off.
3 seconds in, man.
So,
I was like, yeah, we gonna hold this off for another day. The day ain't come yet.
Damn it.
Did you read chat? Oh, that's what you were talking about the Discord thing for?
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely would recommend using Discord over something like Hangouts because there's like channels and stuff that people can post their art, and there is no limit to how many people can join at once.
Yeah,
It's a really big thing. That's a huge reason why to stop you. They changed that for who? You having 2 computers in the chat at the same time? That's why you feel like it changed, man. Because you was the one hogging up all the slides.
Look, man, I wanted to look at myself draw while I drew.
You got eyeballs. Look at the paper, bro.
No,
what do you
no.
He said, yo, if I put it up on the screen, if I record it with a camera, put it up on the screen and look at the screen while I draw, ain't that digital art? Bars. Bars. Take a picture of it. Yeah, this is a digital sketch. How? I ain't look at the paper. I was too busy looking at the paper, bro.
Oh my god. My figure drawing has gotten better. Well, my drawings have gotten better because my figure drawing has gotten better. I've been improving a little bit here and there. It's been pretty cool. You know what I wonder about a lot?
What you know?
There's this story that I thought I'd probably see more of by now. I thought it would drop by now, but it still hasn't. And a part of me's like, well, it's just not ready yet, you know? So leave it alone, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It also makes me feel like, I wonder how that person's doing. Paradigm.
What'd you say, Adele?
Who does that?
Bowie Moon.
Yeah, Bowie Moon.
Oh,
Paradigm shift.
What? You said it way differently than a. What did you say?
He said paradigm, bruh. He said it how it's spelled. Yeah. It's definitely one of them titles that's just like, man, if this just came out, this would just be like, man.
Yeah. I'm always paying attention to like him talking about anything, honestly. I see it. But I know he's probably going through some things here and there. Like all of us are, you know, like all of us do. Still post art as well. But, you know, I feel like take your time. It's not like we have much over here in the States when it comes to, I would say having a certain amount of support, for projects like that. So, anytime that person needs, just keep grinding and working on it on their own time. Yeah, I'd recommend anybody to do that. You want to tell a certain specific story and you want to, you know, take the time out to really dig deep into figuring out what that story is going to be about. Just take that time.
Damn.
Oh man,
What's going on?
do you reference the Kinu art of her sitting on the suitcases?
Almost like they want
Street
people to
Fighter
buy it.
6.
They want Kinu back.
You want me to tag you in it in chat? Or I
Yeah.
could just put in general. This is actually.
You think Kinu? You think Kinu gonna talk to him again? They're like, Kinu, please. We miss
Kinu's
you.
too busy going on dates with Murata.
Huh?
That's funny. I don't know if you're yeah.
That could be better.
She literally hasn't been home in so many years. I'm really starving.
What's happening?
That's my mom, bro.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow, it looks nice.
Yeah.
Looks pretty nice.
That's awesome.
I haven't seen any of the new footage, by the way. I just heard y'all talking about it, so I definitely want to check that out, but yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah. It definitely feels like they're putting love into the game, and that's all I ever really want to see.
Yeah.
Like as long as that is there, it doesn't even really matter if the game is crappy. Because like you can tell when people want to make a game, you know?
Yeah.
Because like it doesn't even matter if it falls flat. It's like look at something like a lot of the Resident Evil games, right? It's like some of them are just like, you know, I don't really, I wouldn't say this is critically good, but I felt like they really wanted to make something, stick to their guns with it, like RE5 or 6 or, you know, whatever. It was just like, they have fun with those games. I can't take that away from them. I can't say RE6 or 5 are bad games because they're great games, you know?
Yellow bag or I'm gonna make red.
Even after all these years, Greg Capullo is still nice.
Greg Capullo is very, 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 very consistently good.
It's all about consistency with that, man. Yeah, man, this stuff looks super good.
I don't really think Capullo has ever slacked on like anything. It's hard to. I think it was very hard to follow McFarlane back in the day, you know. Like if McFarlane does a comic, and you gotta like, yo, you gotta do Spawn, you gotta fill in for McFarlane. You're like, yo, what? Like, you Gotta make like good shapes, and I gotta actually make something objectively cool, even if it isn't like the craziest technical marvel. It's gotta be cool, and it is gotta be good composition, and it's gotta be good emotes, emotes or whatever, good expressions. It's hard to follow, and Capullo definitely did a great job with that, and only got better. He did a really good run on what was it called? Owl something? Something. Y'all know what I'm talking about probably. Something with an owl? I forget what it was called. Right, nobody going.
I'm at a loss.
There's a Batman story. Greg Capullo worked on it. Owls was the main theme of it, I believe. It's all good. Anyway, did a good job on that, and I guess they was like, you know what, could hire him to do more things, and they did. Got him to do a lot of other things, and it worked out well. That's the sound of a man who enjoys drawing comics.
Yeah. I'm just thinking.
Hey Kai.
Did you not hear me?
No, I didn't.
What's up?
Did you finish that Hades joint?
No, not yet, but I am like making pretty good progress with it though.
Cool. I was wondering if that was the last joint, like the last time we were gonna see it or something.
Yeah, it's nearing completion. It's getting there. Only issue that I'm having with it for real is focus, like not me focusing on it, but like leading, not even necessarily leading the eye, because like there's like so much of it that's like, yeah, this is fine, but like it's really busy in a lot of places, although there are like a million things leading you to Zagreus, which I guess is like the important thing. There's like a lot of red, and like, I mean, it's the blades of, what is it, Hades on the lava level, Zagreus wears a lot of red too, so it's like there's just red everywhere. And trying to like balance that in a way that it's just like not over and encumbering is like is definitely a challenge.
Yeah, I understand that.
But yeah, it's looking cool.
I would say this feels like an approach that you could learn something from, like Alex Ross, because the approach it feels like you're doing feels similar to a group shot, where you have, obviously, it's not just one character we're focusing on. We're focused on a group of them. There's literally the Hydra, which has like 3 heads or something like that, right? And there's more. The Bone Hydra has some other heads, I think, in the background of that picture, right? And then we have Zagreus in the center, and if you want us to obviously focus on him, there's a multitude of different things you can do. But you obviously don't want to diminish a certain amount of detail from it, because, like, I know that if you put more detail in the center of the piece, like, that can work. As far as, like, there's multiple things you can do, like blur the part that's closest to us, so we'll look more so towards the center. And as we get closer and closer to the actual center, there's more and more detail build up or whatever, more values that end up being more rendered parts, you know, things of that nature. Could also what is it called? Like neutralize some of the color. So you know, neutralize the color. And as we get closer to the center, it gets more saturated. But it depends on how much area there is before we can get towards the center. Because if there's a lot of outside area that doesn't have a certain amount of detail, then we might feel like, you know, this could have been cropped or something like that, you know. So it depends on, it's a balancing act. You know that.
Yep, that it is. It's a tough one too, but
yeah,
I mean, that is how it go. I did learn a lot from this, so
yeah.
I probably should just like finish it up and just like move on. Cause like I think a lot of it looks really cool. I just wish that like I did more color tests at the beginning. Like even if you like crop in, it looks better, I feel. There's just like a whole lot of red and orange, and it's like, well, they're in a lava cavern. I can't really do much about that, you know. I desaturated and everything, and it like there's like a upper limit to how much I can desaturate it before it doesn't look like lava anymore.
Right.
And I still want it to be like kind of true to the game a bit. So there's that.
Yeah,
oh, you know what?
The game has punchy colors as well, you know, very saturated
yeah,
colors and stuff like that.
yeah. I think I could do a layer over the background, like, you know, one of those saturation layers, and just like change the saturation amount using that, and just do like a gradation of something or something like that.
That could work.
Actually, I think this works. Yeah, I think this works. Thanks for the help, man.
Always, man.
I'll definitely look at some Alex Ross stuff. I've been looking at his stuff a lot recently anyways, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna go after this one anyways, man.
Oh my god. And with that, stream, I will say goodbye, and I will see you guys next week on Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is the new usual stream schedule. Hope you enjoyed the talks that we had today with me, the Crocodile, and the Kainonaut. Really appreciate anyone who checks out the videos, anyone who subscribes, and yeah, love you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.